With the clock ticking down to just 2 months before the highly anticipated May trial, new reports suggest Sean Diddy Combs is under intense pressure, especially amid claims that Usher may testify against him. As the stakes skyrocket, Diddy's legal team has made a bold move, filing a motion to suppress all evidence obtained during the federal raids on his mansion. The filing signals a last-ditch effort to weaken the prosecution's case, as the walls appear to be closing in, and every development adds fuel to an already explosive courtroom battle.
Now to Sean Diddy Combs, looking to suppress evidence in his federal trial. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is back with the story. Good morning again, Aaron.
And to you, Michael. You'll remember federal agents from Homeland Security Investigations were hardly shy when they raided Sean Combs' opulent homes in Los Angeles and Miami, guns drawn. The jailed music mogul now argues those searches and other searches of his iCloud accounts, electronic devices, and New York City hotel room following his arrest were unconstitutional. His lawyers argue evidence obtained through those searches must be suppressed. Diddy's lawyers say the government presented a grossly distorted picture of reality when applying for the search warrants, omitting certain facts and including salacious details from an unnamed producer that were never credible. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. The defense is also arguing here his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was a willing participant in drug-fueled sex performances called freak-offs, not coerced, as prosecutors allege.
Usher and Sean Diddy Combs have been connected for more than 3 decades, and recent allegations have cast that long-standing relationship in a deeply troubling light. According to multiple reports, Usher was sent to live with Diddy as a teenager after his mother enrolled him in what was described as a mentorship environment, often referred to as Puffy Flavor Camp, with the hope that Diddy would help launch his career. However, Usher has previously stated that during this time, he was exposed to an adult lifestyle far beyond his age, including explicit environments and parties. He has suggested that certain experiences occurred that he was too young to fully understand, raising serious questions about boundaries, influence, and exploitation during his formative years.
Being around that man, Sean Puffy Combs, I don't sleep to this day. I have a problem sleeping to this day. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I mean, I'm 13 years old, and I'm telling him, look, you're gonna put me in the studio, man. You got Biggie Smalls in there. You got Craig Mack in there. I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? We would fight. We would
moved to New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really.
Come on.
But hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans.
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
what
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Further allegations paint an even darker picture. Critics claim that Diddy's influence didn't just shape Usher's career, but allegedly steered him down a troubling path that mirrored Diddy's own controversial behavior. Actor Orlando Brown has publicly claimed he had a sexual encounter with Usher, an assertion that has never been substantiated and remains disputed. Adding to the controversy, Usher also faced a highly publicized lawsuit in the late 2010s, in which multiple plaintiffs accused him of knowingly exposing them to herpes. While Usher denied wrongdoing, reports at the time stated the case was ultimately resolved through a confidential settlement rumored to exceed $1 million. Together, These claims have fueled intense scrutiny and reignited debate around power, influence, and accountability in the industry.
Well, some documents have leaked about Usher. They were obtained by Radar Online, and apparently back in 2009 or 2010, he had contracted herpes and passed it on to a celebrity stylist having unprotected sex with her. He had to pay $1.1 million to that woman for severe emotional distress, and he also covered her medical bills. That case was settled back in 2012. Now, allegedly, there was a greenish discharge from his penis.
Whoa, that's a booger. You can get penis boogers? I didn't know that.
He said he went to the doctor. He was cleared of any STDs, so the woman went on and continued. Now, if I notice a greenish discharge oozing out of your penis.
This ain't Nickelodeon.
I don't know that I would
ain't
continue.
slime.
What you gonna say?
I know all these kids playing with slime nowadays, but no.
I don't care who you are, okay?
Nothing green supposed to be coming out your penis.
Nah, not at all.
That's not how this works.
Nope.
Yellow comes out my penis and white.
As these stories resurface, disturbing questions continue to follow. Was Usher harmed by a lifestyle he was pushed into, or was he a victim of someone far more powerful shaping his path from the very beginning? Some critics openly question whether Diddy's influence exposed Usher to dangerous environments long before he was prepared for them. Footage circulating online, allegedly from one of Diddy's infamous private parties, has only intensified the scrutiny. In the video, Usher appears visibly uneasy as he's surrounded by excess, while Diddy is heard making remarks that many viewers now find deeply unsettling. None of these claims have been proven in court, but the imagery and allegations have reignited outrage and forced the public to confront an uncomfortable question. What has really been happening behind closed doors in Hollywood's most elite circles?
We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker try to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a good.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed, at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like that's how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now
Usher's career undeniably surged after aligning with Sean Diddy Combs, but critics argue that success may have come with unspoken expectations. Some allege that Usher eventually realized continued access to Diddy's influence and industry favors required loyalty in return. Around that same period, Diddy was reportedly eager to gain proximity to a rising teenage sensation, Justin Bieber. Industry insiders claim Usher played a pivotal role, even competing with Justin Timberlake to secure Bieber's signing. Shortly after winning that battle, Usher allegedly granted Diddy unusually close access to the young star, a move that has since sparked intense scrutiny and renewed questions about power, mentorship, and exploitation within the music industry.
I was flown out to Atlanta by a manager. His name's Scooter Braun. Flown out to Atlanta just to meet with him and meet different producers and different people. I was actually going to meet Jermaine Dupri at his studio. And who rolls up? Usher. In his Range Rover. Yeah, rolls up, and I was like, "Is that who I think it is?" And Scooter was like, "Yeah." And so I ran up to him and I was like, "Usher, I love your songs. You want me to sing you one?" And he was like, "Let's just go inside, little buddy. It's cold out." So the politest possible way he could say no, he did. and I was like, wow, he just turned me down. And I was a little disappointed. He had to go into a studio session, so I was like, whatever. And a week later, he actually watched my videos with my manager and was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I let him sing? So flew me back to Atlanta where I got to meet him again, and he wanted to sign me. But there was something else.
Justin Timberlake, right?
Yes, Justin Timberlake also wanted to sign me. It was like kind of like, what happened was Justin Timberlake and Usher both went into a ring and boxed it out. And the outcome was Usher. I think it was a TKO.
I ain't gonna stop you like that, but this is only a tease. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you Island Def Jam recording artist Justin Bieber. It's getting ready to go down. Just so you know, we're in the studio right now working on it. Get ready because it's gonna be big. Ain't that right, Justin?
That's right.
That's right. So look out. We're coming.
Adding another layer to the controversy, some reports and online commentary claim that Justin Bieber later reflected negatively on his early industry experiences, including his introduction to powerful figures at a young age. While no verified court testimony confirms that Usher directly harmed Bieber, critics argue that the environment Bieber was exposed to during his formative years played a damaging role in his personal struggles. These claims have fueled broader concerns about how young talent is guided or mishandled by the industry, reigniting debate over mentorship, control, and the long-term consequences of fame introduced too early.
You get career. Do you know Raymond Usher IV? No. Do you know an individual, an entertainer by the name of Usher?
Yeah, Usher. That sounds familiar.
Isn't it true that Usher was instrumental in starting your career?
What does that have to do with this litigation, Mr. DeKalb? This is just you trying to harass the client.
Before we came back here, you had asked me.
She's going to let her read back the question. Thank you for your memory.
Is it true that Usher was very instrumental in starting?
That was the last question. I was found on YouTube. I think that I was detrimental to my own career.
Critics also point to past interviews that have resurfaced, raising serious concerns about how young artists were spoken about behind the scenes. When private images of Justin Bieber circulated online while he was still underage, attention quickly shifted to how adults in the industry responded. Viewers were particularly disturbed by comments Usher made at the time, which many felt crossed appropriate boundaries and reflected a troubling lack of protection for a minor. The moment has since been re-examined as part of a larger pattern, one that fuels ongoing questions about oversight, responsibility, and how Hollywood repeatedly failed to safeguard its youngest stars.
First time you met Justin Bieber, this kid comes up to you. He's not Justin Bieber yet. He's just some kid. And he says, I want to sing for you.
It was at the studio of Jermaine Dupri's. I said, you know, why don't you set up a meeting between me and your manager? I'd love to meet with you and do this in a formal setting. I'm late for an appointment with Jermaine Dupri.
Right.
And I don't want to keep him waiting. Let's just do this the right way.
And then you have him come to audition for you, right?
Actually, there were a few people. My wife at the time.
Right.
It also was Perry Reed, L.A. Reid's first wife.
So you were all sitting in a room
We
somewhere.
were in a room.
Yeah.
And I showed her the video. And Perry says, are you crazy? You better get down there and meet this kid right now. He's amazing.
When all these pics come out and all this stuff with Bieber's big penis, are you the mastermind behind that? Say, listen, show off your big penis and people will come to those concerts. Or are you sitting there?
Is that the kind of manager he's doing?
Usher, are you sitting down with him and saying, yeah, show your or leave it in your pants? I mean, do you sit him down and say, look, part of this is PR,
Hey,
man.
by the way, he does have a brain of his own.
Yeah, but were you shocked at the size of his penis?
Hey, listen, he has a mind of his own. What he chose to do with his penis is his prerogative. He's managing that aspect of his life.
But Usher is somebody...
I have nothing to do with Justin Bieber's private parts, man.
Some observers believe the strain between Usher and Justin Bieber stems from how Justin's early years in the spotlight unfolded, years that many now view as deeply troubling. Critics argue that, as a minor, Justin was repeatedly placed in uncomfortable situations on live television and in public spaces, often surrounded by much older adults. While responsibility ultimately lies with the industry as a whole, questions persist about whether those closest to him did enough to protect him. Justin has openly spoken about the lasting shame and emotional toll tied to his early fame, reigniting debate over how young stars were handled behind the scenes. To highlight these concerns, a montage shared by EV magazine has been circulating on TikTok, showing Justin at just 15 years old navigating Hollywood environments that many viewers find unsettling. Watch closely and decide for yourself whether any of this feels normal. Applause.
Anyways, I want to also just show you this montage. This is a montage that was shared by EV Magazine. They do great work on their TikTok of Justin Bieber, again, just 15 years old, in Hollywood, surrounded by a bunch of adults. And you let me know if any of this registers to you as normal. Take a listen.
Wow. I feel violated right now. Wow.
Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your eyes. Look at what a beautiful face. All right.
Some critics argue that the real issue wasn't about protecting Justin Bieber's career at all, but about power, self-interest, and control within the industry. They question whether the adults around him were truly acting in his best interest, or simply prioritizing their own influence and access. One of the most controversial points raised online is why Sean Diddy Combs was ever given unusually close access to Justin at such a young age, including a widely discussed 48-hour period that has never been fully explained. To this day, fans continue to ask why Justin has never spoken openly about what occurred during that time, and whether legal, contractual, or industry pressures have kept certain stories from being told. These unanswered questions have only deepened concerns about how vulnerable minors were handled and silenced at the highest levels of Hollywood.
He had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there.
In recent years, Justin Bieber appears to have quietly distanced himself from both Sean Diddy Combs and Usher, a move that many fans believe is intentional. Observers noticed that Justin unfollowed Usher on social media, and reports from 2023 suggest he declined an opportunity to reunite with him on one of music's biggest stages, the Super Bowl halftime show. For most artists, that moment is career-defining, so Justin's decision to step away rather than share the spotlight sparked widespread speculation. While no official explanation was given, many see it as a clear signal that Justin is drawing firm boundaries, choosing distance over prestige and silence over proximity.
Justin Bieber, is continuing the purge. He has now moved to unfollow Usher, okay, his original mentor. So this is a very big story. And the reason why we should discuss this and we should not diminish what is happening, it's not celebrity drama. This is actually the fall of Babylon that we are witnessing, Hollywood Babylon, that is. Something happened in the background and people started noticing some things last year. In 2024, you guys will remember that Usher was tapped to perform at the Super Bowl. And people therefore assumed, because usually when you are tapped to perform the Super Bowl, you bring in all your hits, you call up all your homies, There's all of these guest surprises of people jumping on stage, and it's a trip down memory lane. So everyone was really hyped and assuming that Justin Bieber would be on the stage with him, especially because Justin Bieber went to this Super Bowl. So the signs were there. But then news began breaking that actually, no, Justin Bieber had snubbed him, that he had turned down Usher. People were wondering if this was true or just, usual rumor mill in the media. But then Usher confirmed it on the Breakfast Club. Kind of seemed like he was trying to make it seem like it wasn't a big deal, that here I am the mentor and he turned me down. Here is what Usher said explaining that on the Breakfast Club.
It might have been the fact that he was just, wanting to tell a different story right now. And I understand that. But we did have a brief conversation, and, we're going to do something else in the future. But there's no love lost or anything like that. I think that it's a lot of pressure for the Super Bowl, obviously, for me to put together a show. So I reached out to everybody. Justin wasn't the only person that I actually spoke to about doing the Super Bowl. But the moment was maybe for later.
But Usher says we shouldn't count Justin out as a future halftime headliner.
He's going to play the Super Bowl. I'll go ahead and give you that in the future. I profess that over his life and over his time, because he has a career that deserves it. But it just didn't happen, but that doesn't mean it's not going to.
Allegations from sources close to Sean Diddy Combs have painted a disturbing picture of his influence over both Usher and Justin Bieber during their early careers. Industry insiders claim they were aware of questionable behavior but did not intervene, instead allegedly helping to conceal it. Some reports even suggest that Usher was once hospitalized under circumstances that remain highly controversial. While these claims have not been legally proven, they have fueled ongoing discussion about accountability in Hollywood, the pressures placed on young talent, and the extent to which powerful figures can operate unchecked behind closed doors.
But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp.
You mentioned minors, and a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and they're making a lot of allegations.
Same way they made allegations about Usher when Usher was younger.
I mean, do you think that there's any credibility to these allegations?
When there's smoke, there's fire. Why would Diddy be tapping his kid in his chest to see if he wired? And asking him, are you wired? Why would he be confronting that kid? Why would Justin Bieber make a song about, what is it? I got smashed at a Diddy party or something like that? Why? There's reasons behind all this. So where there's smoke, there's fire, Cam. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, Justin, he's been real quiet about this. I mean, I think like a lot of the other celebrities.
I was reading some, Cam. And the kid say, after he went to Diddy camp, he started using drugs so heavy and was smashed every day. What would cause a kid who wanted to be an artist in the music business all of a sudden to start getting high and drinking and drugging, popping pills and smoking? What would cause a kid to do that?
I mean, usually trauma.
Or a Diddy party?
If you don't mind me asking, because I know the topic is sensitive, what happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executive from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not going to speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing something. They may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
What did you hear?
Bro, you know how people be talking, and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, "Yo, I don't F with that dude." And at the time, I didn't know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when people say, "Yo, man, I don't F with them, man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that." You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, nigga was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. But I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you hear it, and that's what happened.
In a dramatic turn, Sean Diddy Combs is reportedly facing a legal shakeup as his top attorneys begin stepping away. Anthony Rico, one of New York's most respected lawyers, has filed a formal motion to withdraw as Diddy's legal counsel, citing irreconcilable differences with the music mogul. According to court filings, Rico stated he could no longer continue representing Diddy, sending shockwaves through the case and raising serious questions about the strength of his defense as the trial approaches.
He's doing fine. It's a difficult circumstance. He's making the best of the situation.
A situation one of Diddy's attorneys won't be part of moving forward. Anthony Rico announcing in court docs, under no circumstances can he continue defending the embattled rapper.
This is a serious proceeding with serious consequences, and all of us are addressing it accordingly.
In a motion filed on Thursday, Rico stopped short of revealing why he's stepping down from Diddy's legal team, just months ahead of the music mogul's scheduled trial date in May for sex trafficking and racketeering charges, all of which Diddy's denied.
You know, Dr. King called it the law of unintended consequences. So sometimes the more you push a person down, the stronger they get.
That's Rico speaking up late last year for his now former client. ET's learned the attorney's exit will not affect Diddy's other attorneys, nor their defense strategy.
I told Mr. Combs I'm going to try and get his case to trial as quickly as possible. He has been ready to defend this case since he first found out about this case. Nothing has changed from his perspective.
You're going to hear about my party. They're going to be shutting them down. They're going to probably be arresting me.
After Diddy was arrested, Rico said he provided a high level of legal representation. But now, for reasons unknown, he can under no circumstances effectively serve in the upcoming trial.
Nobody's okay with staying in jail for now.
And high-profile death penalty attorney Anthony Rico. Now, while the pair joined around the same time, Anthony in a court filing on Friday said he's leaving the case. In the filing, Anthony Rico said, quote, "For the reasons set forth below, this motion for withdrawals is filed so that Sean Combs may move forward with his defense and to commence jury selection and trial without any delay. As a result of discussion with lead counsel Mark Agnifilo, this motion for withdrawal of counsel is filed. While I am aware that the local rule requires that an application for withdrawal of counsel is supported and granted, there are sufficient reasons related to protections afforded by the attorney-client privilege for brevity in my application for withdrawal as counsel in this case. Although I have provided Sean Combs with the high level of legal representation expected by the court, under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs," end quote. Now, essentially in legalese, I quit, but I can't go into details because of attorney-client privilege. According to the filing, though, the defense shakeup won't delay the case. Diddy will continue with 5 attorneys. That's Mark Agnifilo, Tinny Garagos, Alexandra Shapiro, Jason A. Driscoll, and Anna Esteval. Now, a judge still has to sign off on the motion, but with the government taking no position on it and the fact Anthony Rico spoke with Mark Agnifilo about it before filing the motion, a judge will likely sign off on it.
The law firm Diddy has been with for well over 20 years has also dropped him as a client. What do the feds have on Diddy that is making some of the best lawyers in the country give up on Diddy's case? And does it have something to do with the evidence that Diddy was trying to suppress?
So the high-powered law firm of Grubman, Shire, Masalis, and Sachs has dropped Combs as a client. Now, this is the firm of Alan Grubman, who is a very prominent entertainment lawyer that represents some very big names. The Weeknd, Madonna, Chris Brown, Paul Simon, Usher, Bruce Springsteen. In fact, by the way, Alan Grubman was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He actually helped found that back in the 1980s. So, gives you an idea about how big of a powerhouse this firm is. Now let's go back to Sean Combs. So the rumor circulating is that this firm did this because singer and actress Lady Gaga had threatened to leave the firm unless they parted ways with Combs. This is according to reporting by News Nation. And it's a big deal because the rapper and producer had apparently been with Grubman's firm for over 20 years. He was friends with Alan Grubman by all accounts.
In another twist, Sean Diddy Combs' legal team has filed motions seeking to dismiss some of the charges against him. His lawyers argue that the case is racially motivated, claiming Diddy is being targeted because of his success as a black man. However, many legal analysts are skeptical, noting that the alleged victims come from diverse backgrounds, which could make this defense strategy difficult to sustain. As the courtroom drama intensifies, all eyes are on how the judge will respond to these high-stakes claims. Interview 15.
Sean Combs asked the judge in his federal case to throw out one of the charges. He says he's being targeted because he's a black man and the charge is rooted in racism. I look at Combs' argument and his chances of success. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Sean Diddy Combs wants one of the counts in his federal superseding indictment thrown out. Combs argues he's basically being singled out by federal prosecutors because of his race and his success in business.
Hollywood has long been a playground for power, and behind the glitz, some very dark secrets. Now, those secrets are coming to light, and the big question remains, will Sean Diddy Combs finally be held accountable for the allegations against him, or will he find a way to slip through the cracks once again? What impact will Usher's testimony have, and why has Justin Bieber largely stayed silent on the controversy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on this explosive case. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next.